tonight is our last night together. So tonight, we are going to be talking about breastfeeding and postpartum. So we've got a bunch of fun stuff to cover tonight. So first of all, to get started, you guys can each get a paper. Do you have your paper with you?
I don't.
If not, I got some for your
Thank
daycare.
you.
I need a new
know what's
piece.
over there.
Actually, wait, you gave me 2 last
I
time.
was going to say, does anyone need paper? And here's a paper. Let me grab you a card book here to write on.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
And I'll grab you a pen too, Dorothy. Here is one.
I think no, actually, yeah, I
I
have
have
one.
one in my wallet too. Thank you.
So first of all, what we're going to do, you can get up out of your seat, and there's a whole line of stuff here. So we're going to first of all, talk about the benefits of breastfeeding. So each of these things represents one of the benefits of breastfeeding. So you guys can start at 1, the teddy bear being number 1, and working your way down through and see if you guys can guess what are the benefits that these things represent with breastfeeding. So go ahead. I'm going to give you just a little bit of time, and you guys can
Just
see
shout
if
it
you
out.
can. No, write it down. We'll see
Oh,
how many you
perfect.
get. Yeah, from like
Just
1,
guessing
2,
what they
3, 4,
represent.
5, 6. Yeah,
And that is
kind of starting with the teddy bear, going down through. And this one is, just because this one's a little part, the blood pressure cuff, and it's like a shot thing. So go ahead and see if you guys can figure those out. And if you want to get up close,
Is the
and
tape
personal
measure with
it-
the stuffy?
No, the tape measure is separate from the stuffy here.
What's the third thing?
This is a pink ribbon.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
You can decide what all of these represent.
There's 14 things, right?
I think so, yes.
We started out strong. Not sure.
Did you say it's all positive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, all like the good benefits of it.
What is after the soap?
It is a marble and a walnut.
What is the paper?
That is a report card. A picture of a report card.
I was thinking short term. It will not be long term.
What's the last one? The last one is the thermometer. Beside the eyeglasses?
Yeah.
Yes, the thermometer.
And how many pieces was it?
I think it's 14.
Yeah.
All right. Are you guys ready to go over it?
I think so.
Okay, so the first one. What does this teddy bear represent?
Cuddling?
Cuddling and bonding. Very
Okay.
good. So that's one of the benefits. Like
That was him.
1 for 1.
I came up with chubby baby.
Chubby baby.
Chubby
Well,
daddy.
my first thing was like big head.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Well, I'm not
when
even having a kid, and I already know it's not coming out of me.
yes, yes, awesome. So when you're breastfeeding, you're holding your baby. It's a very bonding experience. So the tape measure. What does that one represent?
I came back and crossed my first one out.
Oh dear.
Lose weight sooner.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. So when moms breastfeed, it helps them to get back to their pre-pregnancy weight. So the pink ribbon. No idea.
I'm not sure about that one.
I don't have no idea.
That one is a benefit for mom. So the pink ribbon is like the breast
Breast
cancer awareness.
cancer.
So it
Why
lowers
didn't I think of
the
that?
chances of breast cancer. And then the money. The next one is money.
Just saving it.
Save
Yes.
money on formula.
Yes, absolutely. So if you're breastfeeding, you're not going to be spending money on formula. And the next one is a watch.
Last time.
Yes, so it's like time saving. Like you're not
Wait,
mixing
so
up
you're-
bottles and
Good
like when you go away, you're not packing all the essentials that you need, like the water, the formula, the bottles, and like all of that. So it's time saving in that way. And the little car.
Not driving to the grocery store.
Well, that's one thing, yes.
I kind of have that together with the time thing. You don't have to take bottles.
Kind of, but thinking like
That doesn't
traveling.
really make
So
sense
for
to me.
traveling, it's easy travel, like wherever you are, wherever you're going. Like if you get stuck in traffic, if you are layover in a plane or something, like you're not running out of formula. So it's easy wherever you are. Baby's got its food. So after that, we got the diaper. Can anybody guess what that one is? So that one is really interesting. So if a formula-fed baby, if you ever change their diaper, you know they're very smelly. So breastfed babies, the poop is less smelly.
Mm.
So that's a
I
benefit.
Huge
did not
plus.
know that.
Yes,
I didn't
yes.
actually see that.
Wow.
So they are more soft, usually more of a soft stool and less smelly. The next one is the detergent.
Breastfeeding's cleaner.
So the washing their clothing and everything is less, like the less stains and easier to keep clean. And then the whole thing, like if you do cloth diapering and stuff, it's easier to wash. So the next one, the marble and the walnuts. You know about. So this one is pretty cool. So you gotta look at this. We're gonna cover it later, but as babies start out with a tummy this size, and it keeps growing. We're gonna talk about that. But no matter where they are in their size of tummy, mom's got the right supply of milk for that. So as baby grows, mom's supply, it's like supply and demand. So that keeps changing.
So at what point does it start off with the size of a marble?
Day one, baby starts out with the tummy this big.
Whoa.
So, and then by day 3, it's the size of a walnut. So when you're feeling like, okay, baby's just born, is baby getting anything? And if you feel like baby's nursing all the time, you kind of have to remember it starts out this tiny, and then it grows. So, and what's really neat is mom's supply. Goes right with baby's, what baby needs. So the next one is the blood pressure cuff. Did anybody decide what that one was for? So the blood pressure cuff is colostrum. That's like the liquid gold is what I like to call it. Like it's full of so much good stuff, like for the babies to build their immune system and everything, to help them to fight off any bad germs or anything like that. So when you get your colostrum, it's like a built-in immunization for baby. So that's like the first, before your milk comes in, what baby's going to get. So then the next one, the report card.
Like smarter kids.
Yes.
Really?
So the development of the brain, they say, gives baby higher IQ. From nursing, says your breast milk is so full of good stuff for baby. So the toothbrush. Anybody know what that one is?
Butter teeth?
Better teeth. It's more the jaw alignment, better jaw alignment. So, and then eyeglasses.
Better vision.
Yes, better vision. And last of all, the thermometer.
Less fever?
Less fever, well, that kind of, yeah, they
Goes
probably
with
are
the
with the
Blood
immunization.
pressure cuff.
But it is to represent that no matter what time of day, no matter what, whenever, it's always the right temperature. So you're not warming or cooling or doing any of that. It comes the right temperature. So those are just a few fun things that, the benefits of breastfeeding. But now, we kind of want to go over the general, just some information about breastfeeding. So one of the things, which Kenna, you actually have the book, and you can go ahead and just flip through that a little bit. But that's a book that I recommend to moms if you get a chance before your baby's born to read through that. It is so, it's an easy read that is so, so many useful tips and how to, if you run into problems, that you can kind of search the problem, be like, oh, here's some of the things that they recommend to do to help. So I tell moms, if you get a chance, read it before baby comes, and if you don't get a chance, have it like by your side when baby's born. It's a very good book, a really good referral book. So having that just gives you some really good overall information. So as we look at nursing, nursing immediately after baby's born. So after baby's born, they're going to flip baby up on tummy. And whenever it's safe, whenever baby's all doing good and mom's doing good, we recommend nursing, because nursing is going to help you to not bleed as much, and it's going to help you get the placenta delivered. So if it's safe and it is possible, it's a good benefit for helping the bleeding to stop and helping the placenta to come out. And a lot of times moms are like, okay, nursing, they hear some of their friends that are like, I nurse every 4 hours, I nurse every so many hours. And what I want to remind you is nurse, especially in the beginning, nurse every 2 hours. Baby's tummy is small. So when you kind of remember, baby's tummy is small, so baby's gonna eat, but soon after that, they're probably gonna be hungry again. And especially your colostrum, until your milk and everything comes in. But just remember to feed them, and sometimes it's going to feel like that's all you're doing is feeding the baby. Just remember, it's really good for baby, and you don't need to put yourself to a strict schedule. I kind of feed when baby starts showing you the hunger cues. Go ahead and feed baby, and especially in the first couple days, we're going to talk about it a little bit down further, but with jaundice, we say every 2 hours.
So breastfeeding helps with jaundice?
Yes. Yes, it does. So just reminding yourself that don't stick to a rigid schedule. Don't put yourself under that pressure. And a lot of times, some moms feel like, oh, if I nursed for a certain amount of time, then baby should be done with a certain side or should be done completely breastfeeding. That's one of the things we say, don't limit that. Like, if baby's nursing well and is latched on good, don't be like, okay, I need to watch the clock, and just kind of let baby lead out in that. Because lactation is a supply and demand, so the more baby is nursing, the more milk you're going to produce. So some people are like, oh, we want to stick to that schedule, but just remember, the more baby nurses, the better supply of milk baby is going to have. So now talking about the size of the stomach. So day 1, we said baby's the size of a marble. By day 3, baby's stomach is the size of a walnut. By 1 week, anybody want to guess what the size of baby's stomach is by 1 week? So this is day 1, day 3.
Golf ball.
Got that size. Golf ball, apricot, right around there. So then, that's 1 week. So we see how it's progressing. Now, what do you think baby's stomach is by 1 month?
An apple.
Not quite. Like think a large egg. It's right around a large egg. So that kind of helps you realize if you feel like you're nursing a little bit, like all the time or something, just remember baby's tummy's not that big, so he's gonna need to eat quite frequently.
If you feed it more, does its stomach like get bigger faster or no?
I would have to research that.
I feel like the marbles are really
wrong,
small.
wrong answer.
No.
And it is tiny,
Yeah.
you know? And so a lot of times moms are like, especially at the beginning, they're like, I really don't feel like I have enough milk. Like, how is baby gonna be? And we're always like, well, you need to remember it starts out the size. And to fill a marble, it's not gonna take a lot of colostrum. So just kind of remembering that, especially in the first couple days before your milk comes in, because it is gonna feel like, is baby even getting anything sometimes? But just remember baby's tummy is small. So what are some of the hunger cues? What are some signals that baby's kind of like, it's time, I want some food, I want to eat, I'm getting hungry?
Eating hands.
Yes, eating their hands. Sometimes they just kind of put their fist at their mouth and are rooting around, so that's definitely one. Usually they kind of lick their lips, and if they've been in like a nice deep sleep, though, you can kind of tell like they start stretching, waking up, where it's kind of like, it's time, I need something in my tummy. And their last resort would be what? Crying. So we always like to tell moms, try to watch for the first signs before baby starts to cry, because it is harder to get a crying baby to latch on good, instead of a baby that's like calm and, you know, waking up. So let's talk about breastfeeding, how to start. First of all, we say get comfortable, for mom to get comfortable. And a lot of times for new moms, I say make a nursing station. So when you sit down to nurse or wherever you are going to nurse, what are some of the essentials that you want so you don't feel like you're going to have to get up and run get this or that? Or what are some of the things that would kind of help you be like, I can stay put here and not feel like,
Water.
yes,
Tissues.
water. Mm-hmm.
Enough pillows.
Yes, pillows. So you want to make sure you're supported well, so definitely pillows. I say have your phone. Have, some moms like to just have a lace of paper, pen, journal, something like that. Your phone, sometimes even a snack.
Yes.
You might get hungry. Sometimes
Or
when
you're
nursing-
hungry and then you sit down, you don't realize that you're hungry until you sit down
Yes.
and start nursing. It's like,
Yeah, and definitely your water, because a lot of times after you sit down, and sometimes after you start nursing, it's like, I am really thirsty. So always I like to say, have kind of the essentials that you're going to need for the next little bit right with you. And sometimes I know some moms get like a cute little basket where they can just like carry with them if they're going to a different location, but they can also put some snacks, some water, some just their essentials, baby's birth diapers. Sometimes they'll even do like a diaper and wipes. That way if they need that, they can, you know, get baby nice and clean. And sometimes even a clean outfit for baby. They have a messy diaper or something like that. So just kind of thinking your essentials and deciding what's going to work good for you. And as you're learning, you're going to maybe think, oh, this is probably where I'm going to nurse, and it might change. You might find a different position or something you like. So, you know, making it that you can take it with you. So starting when baby is alert, you know, before baby is crying. So looking now at baby, and it feels a little bit tricky, like how are we going to teach a mom how to breastfeed when she hasn't done it before? And you've breastfed before, so maybe you could give us some good insight. But getting yourself comfortable, and let's just kind of look over some of the ways of, I'm going to just show you some of the positions that are, quote, more common that moms have found that they liked. But I want you to also kind of keep it to like, okay, you know what, I am learning something. And so just kind of finding what works for you and your baby. Like, don't feel like you have to because, oh, this is a position we talked about, that's what you need to do. So first of all, one of the things that we say is always, no matter what position you're in, make sure baby's head is like straight on. So in other words, don't make baby be swallowing with its neck turned, because if you swallow, like looking straight ahead, swallow, and then swallow when you have your neck like turned towards your shoulder. Like it's a lot harder to get a good swallow. So just kind of remembering that. And you want baby close to you. We say whatever position, like have baby tummy to tummy. And so that kind of helps you line up that baby's not turning its head or something that makes it hard to swallow. And we'll talk about the latch a little bit, but if you're having pain, we say use like a finger, one of your clean fingers, sometimes a pinky works best, to just put it in the side of baby's mouth to break the latch. So now we're going to talk, I'm actually going to just borrow the book, sorry.
Yeah.
How she writes it so beautifully. We're going to talk about just kind of like the baby leg, the laid back breastfeeding real quick. And I love how she writes it in here. She says, when a baby is born, his instincts and reflexes help him crawl to the nipple and latch on, even if you don't help at all. Which I don't know if you guys ever heard of that a lot of times it's referred to the milk crawl. So after they flip baby up on your tummy, like after baby's born and baby's all okay, if you can do skin to skin, which skin to skin is amazing, it helps just so many benefits for baby. You can, if you want more information on that, I can send you more information on that. We're not going to go too in depth on that. But if you can do skin to skin, definitely do that. And sometimes baby will do what they call the milk crawl, where he finds the nipple and latches on with no help. But most of the time you'll want to help, and that's instinctive too. Here's an approach that takes advantage of the natural instincts you both have. Ideally, your baby will be in your arms moments after they are born. Ask for some pillows, adjust your bed so that you're not laying flat or you're not sitting up straight. Just reclining in an easy angle that's comfortable for every part of you. Your baby can lie on top of you, your front, her front on your front, with a towel for you to dry her, and with a blanket over the two of you for the warmth that you need. Now gravity will paste her entire front against yours, while your hands are free to rub and stroke her wherever you like. That's really all you need to do at first. Just find a totally comfortable way to cuddle together so that you're not completely supported, head, neck, shoulders, by whatever you're leaning back against. So in other words, you're like semi-reclined and just like completely relaxed, completely supported by like some pillows, blankets, whatever, like getting yourself completely comfortable. Your baby may start searching for your breast almost immediately, or she may be a little shocked to find herself outside of the warm, wet home she had for the past 9 months. If the trip was a rough one, she may just cry at first. As one experienced helper said, she needs to tell her story, and you need to tell her yours. Soothe her, stroke her, talk to her, snuggle her. As she recovers from the journey from the womb to the world, she'll begin to think about sucking. Usually sometime in the first hour, she may start by drooling or making sucking movements with her lips or bringing her fist to her mouth. After a while, she may lift her head, look how strong she is, and bob her face on and off of your skin. You can help her move closer to the breast or support her as she finds her way. She's doing this all by feel and smell and not by sight, and she welcomes having your share in her efforts. You do not need to be skilled. Fumbling is normal and even helpful part of the process. So after they flip baby up, if baby, it's kind of like the baby-led breastfeeding, like if baby is searching for that, and like they said, it goes by smell and not by sight. So that's kind of, and you can assist baby, because a lot of times babies' necks aren't very strong yet, so you can just kind of assist in that. And I love visuals here, and I'm just going to continue, and I'll show you a picture kind of how this laid back breastfeeding works. At some point, her face is near your nipple. She'll lift her head and open her mouth wide, latch, and begin to suck. She's breastfeeding. And the feeling may completely surprise you. So just kind of, we're just going to go with this baby, but I just want to give you a visual to kind of how it looks. this picture right here, how to do the laid back breastfeeding. And what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna get you guys to like semi-recline and get completely comfortable. And I'm just gonna demonstrate it here real quick. So like with a recliner, it's kind of easy, but if you in the hospital bed or in your bed or something, you're definitely gonna need pillows. So just kind of get yourself comfortable. So first of all, we always say adjust mom, get her comfortable, adjust baby, and like we say, we always want tummy to tummy. And as you see, baby is just kind of like laying there nicely. And as they're bobbing around, just kind of gently support their head and help them find the breast. And when they do, we always say, you want to make sure baby gets not just the nipple, but the dark part, the areola around the nipple. Because if baby just gets this nipple, you're going to get super sore, you're going to get cracked nipples, it's going to hurt. So I always say breastfeeding should not hurt. It may hurt initially at first, like within, let's say, like the first 30 to 60 seconds after baby latches on. But if it's lasting longer than that, baby is not latched on, break the latch, reposition yourself, reposition baby, and reposition your breast to get a latch that baby likes. So as baby, sometimes babies just need a little bit of help. So sometimes just resting the nipple right on baby's top lip, just kind of be like, you know what, hey, it's right here. And then as baby opens up nice and wide, you can just gently help baby latch on. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to try the semi-recline position. You can use the baby and just kind of feel it out. I know it's probably like, seriously, it's not a real live baby. I totally understand that, but it kind of gives you a little bit of an idea how to get comfortable in this position, especially if it's a brand new position for you. So you guys can just go ahead. Like I say, just kind of remembering to get yourself comfortable. So kind of adjust yourself till you get comfortable, and then adjust baby. And it's going to feel like, I so clearly remember the first time I had my first baby, I'm like it felt like I should have 10 arms. And I was like, how do moms make it look so easy? Like, that's okay. That is part of the process to getting to be a pro. After, it's something you're learning, it's something baby's learning, it's something that you guys are going to become professionals at. But at the beginning, know that almost every mom feels like it feels awkward and you'll fumble around at it. That's very normal. It's part of it. Yes.
This is good.
And that is good. And sometimes to reposition the breast, they always say you can kind of cup it with like a U-shaped or like a C-shaped. And one thing you just want to remember, so baby has to you want the baby to get the dark part in its mouth also. So in other words, it kind of is like a whole mouthful. And if you feel the roof of your mouth, you'll feel the hard part. And if you put your tongue back farther on your mouth, you'll feel the soft part. So that's how far baby is going to have to get your nipple in, because if it hits that hard part, that's what causes friction and that's what's going to cause you pain. So you want to make sure baby's getting a nice deep latch so you don't get pain. So let's talk about some of the other, let's just say that laid back position. Children practice lactating. So let's just say that is not feeling right for you or something. Let's look at some of the other things that we can try. We call it, this book actually calls it a sit-up shortcut. And this is what some moms feel very comfortable with, and it's probably, you've seen some moms breastfeed this way. So what you would do with, now some people like to put one leg on each side of the arm, just kind of have the butt sitting in your elbow, and having your hand hold baby's head. So that way you kind of make the awkward chicken wing to adjust your breast with this hand. And then getting baby to latch on this way. And then after baby is nicely positioned, then you can relax your arm and just cuddle baby in nice, tummy to tummy. So that is another position that I know some moms like. And then sometimes this one is just kind of tucking, they call the football hold, where you kind of tuck baby in under your elbow, but still kind of like tummy, kind of the side of your tummy to tummy. And then with this hand, tucking him in. And then you can use this hand to adjust your breast. And afterwards you can either just relax it or just find what's comfortable holding your baby. So those are two of the more common holds. So you can go ahead and try those. And while you're trying that, I am going to hopefully get this video pulled up. That just kind of, we're going to watch, this is called natural breastfeeding. We're not going to get the whole way through the clip just because it is a longer clip. But this kind of helps you understand the baby-led breastfeeding and just kind of some of the problems and kind of how to problem solve them. So we'll go ahead and start. I'm going to send you guys the link then that I really encourage you. I really encourage you to finish watching it. Get this to you.
Pull me ahead.
That looks like the most uncomfortable way, but that was actually one of my
Natural
favorites
breastfeeding
for
for an easier
like
start.
when they're like
Developed
really
by
newborn.
Teresa Nisbet, RN, MD,
That's what
and
some
Nancy
moms
Moore,
say, but they, yeah.
IBCLC,
So we'll start.
FILCA. Natural breastfeeding is breastfeeding for beginners. A birth isn't
Does
just
this make it
about new
better or
baby.
worse?
It's also about a new mother.
Either one's fine.
We know you are deeply committed to giving your little one the healthiest possible start in life, and that means breastfeeding. The problem is, although more than 85% of expectant mothers plan to breastfeed, the majority aren't really adequately prepared to get off to a good start. The shocking reality is that 92% of first-time mothers report significant difficulties breastfeeding within 3 days after birth. Over and over, they reported the same problems: nipple pain, difficulty latching, and concerns about inadequate milk production. The sad result is that feeling overwhelmed is the norm, and many new mothers turn to the bottle because they feel they have no other option. But Mother Nature provided babies with all the instincts and abilities needed to breastfeed successfully. We just need to remember, although newborns are quite helpless, they aren't completely helpless. In fact, almost any newborn is able to maneuver their way up a mother's body and latch onto a nipple without any assistance from moms or medical staff within an hour after birth. In this sense, we are just like all other mammals. Compared to older babies, newborns face special nursing challenges. They have large heads and weak muscles. Newborns are like turtles. Put them on their